right, young Ant, how's it going?
Man, it's all well. It's all well. How's it going for you?
It's going good, man. Glad to have you here, man. You've been doing your thing on YouTube, man. You've been, what I'm saying, steadily coming along. You only been on it really a few months, and you're already, kicking up some dust.
Yeah, man. I'm doing a little something, man. You feel me? It's a pleasure to be here, man. Getting to look at the wall. Usually I'm looking at it on my screen, whether I'm doing a reaction or something like that. But I'm live here in effect.
That's what's up, man. Well, for the people who don't know, can you tell them, where you're from and what it was like for you growing up?
Well, shit. I'm from South Central. I'm from LA. You know what I'm saying? I'm out the '80s from the Trey Gangsters. You know what I'm saying? Or whatnot. Childhood for me, it wasn't really nothing out the ordinary. You know what I'm saying? I had a regular childhood, shit, just like anybody else. You feel me? I spent most of my childhood between Compton and, South LA. You know what I'm saying? So I was going to schools, going to the swimming pools, the free lunches, everything that you experience in shit poverty. Used to ride dirt bikes, go-karts. Mini bikes, steel dogs, pit bulls, and I was a kid, stuff like that, just, the regular stuff you doing in poverty coming up as a kid, shit, water fights, things like that,
What was your family life like?
Family life was cool. I had both parents in the home, you feel me? I ain't got that story where you just had a single parent. I had both parents in the home. My dad, he was a dude from the streets. You feel me? My mama, she was she was of the streets but wasn't in the streets, you know what I'm saying? So it was just meaning, grew up in a poverty, had brothers and sisters, that was in the streets, but so she knew the lifestyle, but she wasn't. So I mean, I had a, regular childhood. Father was a real disciplinary.
Okay, that's what's up. At what age did you decide to jump off the porch?
I got put on Trey when I was 12, but I was already banging Trey. Like anybody that went to school with me, from elementary, junior high, or whatever, they'll tell you they can attest to my badness and me, claiming Trey and just, trying to be bad and kick up dust. But officially me joining the gang and like being put on and being courted in, I was 12.
How'd you even get involved with the streets that young?
So basically it was I think what really made me run to the streets so young is probably the rebellion for my father. So, I had a father, like I said, I had both parents in the home, but my father, he was like a real disciplinary, to where like he had that old school disciplinary to where like I used to get like ass whoopings, like shit with weight belts, extension cords, hangers, anything he can get his hands on, switches, whatever, he had disciplined me with. But that's how he came up, He had came down from Texas as a young teenager to Compton, California. So, he basically treated me traditionally, how he grew up, But him disciplining me the way he was disciplining me and whooping me, it just made me like build a lot of resentment for him. So, with that resentment, came the streets, like, looking any way to rebel against him, how can I pay him back? And, just me joining the streets, you feel me? I felt like I was paying him back, it was like a, a middle finger to him, like, like I'm a rebel against what you own and what you doing.
12 years old, man. That's young, man. Can you take me through the day, man? How many guys put you on? What was it like for you?
It was like two guys. I had a head up with two guys that was older than me. Like at my time, it wasn't like no 12 years olds around from age. I think probably like the youngest dude at that time probably was like 14, but at the time he was in jail. So it was just like in my apartment complex. I come up in an apartment complex that was kind of notorious on 79th and Normandy. Back in the days, it used to be Pepperdine College. They knocked Pepperdine College down, moved Pepperdine College to Malibu or whatnot, and then up Spring, 81 unit apartment building that looks like a project apartment unit. Looked like a project. So basically, me living in there, and my older brother, being from A-Trey before me gaining A-Trey, joining A-Trey before me, he made our apartment complex known hangout, for the A-Trey gangsters, to be in there, and for it to later on to be a headquarters for the A-Trays. So once he got incarcerated and went to jail, You know what I'm saying? I was left out there, you know what I'm saying, really to fend for myself. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had an older brother. You know, I was the older brother. You know, my other siblings, they was younger than me. So basically, you know what I'm saying, just, you know, being out there in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, hanging out late and stuff like that, being bad, you know, you catch the eye, you know, of older figures and dudes in the gang. And so I was out there one night and, you know, the homies was out there deep and shit, I just happened to get, you know what I'm saying, put on hanging out, you know, got asked that question, you know, shit, you ready, you know what I'm saying, you trying to get put on, and, you know what I'm saying, I was smart mouth, like, you know what I'm saying, I ain't scared of nothing, you know, I'm not turning nothing down, we can do whatever, and so, you know, it transitioned from there, you know, I went head up with one dude, you know what I'm saying, after me and him got like 2-3 rounds out the way, I ended up getting down with another dude, you know what I'm saying, like 2 or 3 rounds, you know what I'm saying, and that's what made it official right there.
And how does your life change now that you become official?
Well,
At
now you,
12.
yeah, now you know it ain't for play no more. It wasn't for play in the beginning, even though I was claiming, but you know, you just don't understand the dynamics, you know what I'm saying, being that young in age. But now once you join, now your program changed because you really hanging with the gang members, you know what I'm saying? Now you drinking, you under the influence of drugs, you know what I'm saying? You in stolen cars, you learning how to steal cars, you know what I'm saying? So now, you know what I'm saying, your life, you know what I'm saying, is taking a whole nother turn, you know what I'm saying, from the average 12-year-old. The average 12-year-old probably, you know what I'm saying, in the house getting ready for school. Not that I didn't go to school. One thing about me and all my gang banging is I still like school. I still went to school, did the school work, but I just had that gang banging, you know what I'm saying, edge. Like, you know, when school was out or if it was a class I didn't like and I wanted to ditch, you know, I'd go to the hood and stuff like that. So that's kind of like the turn it was took. You know, the average 12-year-old ain't in stolen cars, ain't under the influence of drink, ain't under the influence, you know what I'm saying, of smoking and shit like that.
How did your parents feel when they found out?
Well, like I said, so moms, you know, my moms, I always kept it respectful with her. So like my mom's, you know, she a sweet lady, you know what I'm saying? She always been sweet, you feel me, and loving. So like I always cherished that and like I always kept it respectful around her. So like even though me gang banging and being in the streets, like even to this day, I still like any street edge and mentality, even though my name ring, a lot of people know me and everybody coming to her like, oh yeah, you wooty woot mama or you aunt mama or stuff like that. Like I still keep it respectful around her because that's my mother and I don't be wanting to see that street edge, you know what I'm saying, or the thug edge and mentality that, you know, I might take on, the person I might take on. But like I said, it was all for the rebellion of my father. So I really didn't care when it came to my father. But, you know, that was a turning point in our relationship for me, stop getting my ass up and being disciplinary and stuff like that. So one day I had came from school and me and him had got into it over what we had got into it about. I was about 12 or 13 roughly. You know what I'm saying? I had just turned 8 Trey. So I was going to a continuation school because I got kicked out of the LA Unified School District. So at the school I was going to, you know what I'm saying, I had to carry a weapon, you know what I'm saying, for my protection, you know what I'm saying? So me and my father, we got into it. It led to him saying, you know, he brought me in this world, he'd take me out. And you know what I'm saying, I answered back, I'll take you out. So, you know what I'm saying, that led to him like, you ain't got no gun, I'll kill you. Ooh, and I'm like, shit, I do got a gun. He like, where your gun at? I'll take you to it. So I'm like, shit, well, let's go. So the whole time he following me, he beeline outside the door with me, following behind me, still talking in my ear. We walked to my mama car trunk. You know what I'm saying? He think I'm bluffing. He popped the trunk. I grabbed my backpack out the trunk. I unzipped the backpack, go in my backpack to grab the gun. As soon as he seen the butt of the gun coming out the backpack, he rushed me, tackled me to the ground. So when he tackled me to the ground, the backpack fly, you know what I'm saying? The gun fly, slide out the backpack across the parking lot. My father on me, he got like one hand on my throat, the other hand, he trying to reach in his back pocket. And in his back pocket, he always kept a box cutter. So I'm like, God damn, like, oh, like in my head, like, oh yeah, he trying to cut me. So, you know, I'm squirming up under him somehow, some way. I get from, I'm throw a few punches and get from under him. And once I hop up, at that time I'm running towards the backpack. My mama had came outside from all the commotion. And I guess hearing him yelling and what was going on and stuff, she picking up the backpack with the gun. So she turning and handed to my boy, you know what I'm saying? My boy, rest in peace, my boy DeAndre. He was walking out to the apartment complex parking lot too. She handed him the gun in the backpack, like, here, DeAndre. So I'm running in their direction. I get to them and I snatch the gun on my homie DeAndre hand and I turn around and I point at my father. My father, he take off running around the apartment complex and got on. And like shit, from that day forward, like that had kind of like established a line of respect with me and him on the rapport of, you know, I'm not taking no more ass whippings of these disciplines. Like, even though I was from the hood and I was gang banging, I wasn't even trying to front it in his face. Even after that situation we had, I still didn't front it in his face like, oh, F you and this is what I'm doing. But it was just really like that turning point in, like, man, look, that ass whipping shit old. I'm not taking no more ass whippings or none of that. And this what it is. And, you know, he kind of respected, and you feel me, you know what I'm saying? Like, in our silent ways, you know, we seen eye to eye, you know what I'm saying, on the matter.
Damn. Okay.
He said, damn, okay.
Shit. Pulled a gun on your own dad. That's crazy.
Hey, them ass whoopings, bro. Like, I ain't gonna even lie. I gotta understand. I was feel like he built a lot of resentment in me to where I felt like he hated me. Like, just imagine. I don't know if you ever got an ass whooping with a big ass weight belt. You getting ass whoopings with stitching cords and hangers and shit. I'm like, man, what type of shit is this? Like this, but that was how he was brought up, like some Texas shit, like some down south shit. But I would like, man, used to that shit. Like, you tripping? So I felt like he hated me. So I mean, what I'm gonna do is either like shit be wimp or, you know, shit. But it just built a lot of resentment and made me like, shit. But if you hate me, shit, well, shit, I'm damn near to the brink. Shit, I hate you.
What was it like the next time you seen him?
I mean, I think when that happened, I probably stayed away from the house like a night or two. But like I said, I came right back home, and then just from there, it was just like I said, I still went to school, so it wasn't like I did that to like try to checkmate him, like, oh, I'm grown, and it was just like pretty much like, look, that ass whipping shit and the way you going about disciplining me, that shit is over with. You feel me? And like, definitely, I'm from the hood now, so it's like, I definitely can't be going for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, going for no ass whoopings. I'm out here gang banging, trying to scare people and trying to like gain a reputation and a notoriety that comes along with gang banging and your moniker. You know what I'm saying? Trying to build your reputation. But I'm still coming home to ass whoopings. Like, nah. Like, nah. So it's just like, you know, after that, it was like pretty much good. And just like through our years, like I said, you know, he respected me and I kept it respectful. You know, I was going to jail and stuff like that. But like I said, as far as like my gang paraphernalia and stuff like that, I kept that to a minimum and stuff like that. And then, you know, like I said, as I got older, start going through the system and shit like that and understanding life more, then, you know, I kind of like,
I mean, were your parents mad when they found out you were gangbanging?
I mean, like I said, I kind of, yeah, me and my mama, we never had no conversation about it because, like I said, I always kept it respectful. Like, it wasn't like I just had gang paraphernalia all over the house, guns all over the house, gang members in the house and shit like that. This was just like a personal choice, but like, I kind of think my mama kind of understood it. You feel me? Like, 'cause she seen what I was going through, you know, even though this her husband, is her dude, like shit, like his ways of discipline, like I'm pretty sure she seen what drove me to it because like shit, I just wasn't like no up a bad kid. I was doing like kid shit, even in me being bad. Like I wasn't doing no just crazy out the ordinary type shit. So I kind of think like she kind of understood, and we never had a conversation about it. But like I said, I kept it respectful. Like even in like when I first started gang banging, I don't even think she knew I was gang banging probably until that situation when I got into it with him. But it's just like, well, mom's gonna say shit, you challenging a man of the house. So it's like, but like I said, I always kept it respectful with her. So she like really never seen that side unless it was coming out against somebody, you know what I'm saying, trying to oppose me as a person or something like that.
You mentioned going to jail. How old were you when you first went to jail?
First time I went to jail was 12. 11, right before I turned 12, right before I turned the hood.
Before you got put on?
Yep.
Can you talk about what you got arrested for?
My first time I went to jail, I went to juvenile hall. I think it was like for like a grand theft person. I had stole something. It was like I had stole this GT dyno. Back in the days, everybody used to be on the GT dynos with the mags and all the shit like that. It was tricked out. I stole like this little dude I had went to school with. They used to be like a little teacher's pet. I think I had stole his bike, Marcus. I stole his bike. They seen me on the bike. His people called the police. I got arrested for it. And then I went to the police station and I got right out. You know what I'm saying? They released me to my mama for the little stolen person, gave me a court date. Now my official time going to jail from the station to juvenile hall was probably about like 6 months after that when I had turned 12 and I was already from the hood. So how I went to jail actually to juvenile hall for the first time is at shoplifting. So when I was in junior high, you know what I'm saying, like, I was hustling early, I was selling candy, you feel me? Anybody that went to school with me know I used to sell candy, all the candy. I used to sell candy to the teachers, the deans, everybody at school. So One day after school, you know what I'm saying, me and one of my dudes, you know what I'm saying, we just, you know what I'm saying, walking through my community or whatever in Superior Market. That's when that like think that grocery store was like first established and opened up. They had opened one in my hood on 89th and Western. And I told my boy, like, shit, man, let's go up in here. You know, even though I had the money for the candy because I was hustling, you know, I wasn't spending the money on nothing but buying more candy and doing other little miscellaneous stuff. I tell my boy, like, man, we gonna go in the store, you know what I'm saying, and get some candy for the free. So he like, shit, all right, let's go. We go in the store. I'm in the store shoplifting, you know what I'm saying? We in there stealing candy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? We get what we want. We come out on our way out. A big ass security guard grabbed my boy, you know what I'm saying? My boy, him and my boy wrestling and tussling. He way bigger than my boy, so he got my boy kind of like a string hold. So, you know what I'm saying? I run over there, start getting off on the security guard, attack the security guard to create a diversion for him to let my boy go. At work, he let my boy go, but when he let my boy go, he latch on to me. My boy take off running, hit the gate of the supermarket and get on. So now I'm trying to tussle with the security guard. Some more workers run out the store, like 2-3 other workers. They all pin me down, take me to the back of the store, grab a backpack, take me to the back of the store or whatnot. So now they got me, they questioning me. They opened up my backpack, see all the candy in there. So they're like, you got a receipt for this? So I'm like going back and forth with them behind that. So now they conclude like, okay, you in here stealing, stuff like that. So as they empty all the candy out, in the bottom of the backpack, I got a little 380 pistol. So bam, they call my house looking for my mother. My mother not there, my sister there. My sister tell them that, well, my mama's at Superior Market shopping right now. So they like, huh? So they like, yeah. So they like, you came to the store with your mama? I'm like, no, like, shit, I came in the store by myself. So they get on the intercom, ask me my mama's name, call my mama. The whole time I'm in the store stealing with my boy, I'm not even knowing my mama in the grocery store, grocery shopping. They call her to the back, you know what I'm saying? She asked them what's going on. They explain to her what happened, but they don't say nothing about the gun. You know what I'm saying? So she like, well, can I just pay for the candy? I got the money for the candy. So they was like, well, nah, if it was just the candy, then maybe, yeah, we'll let you pay for it, let him go on his way because he a minor. But they like, he walking around with a loaded gun. You know anything about this? So she like, nah. They show her the gun. They like, we can't release him, you know what I'm saying? He going to juvenile hall. That was my first time being sent to juvenile hall for shoplifting that candy and that loaded firearm in the Superior Market.
How long were you in juvenile hall for?
Man, I didn't stay long. Being that was my first initial offense going to juvenile hall. I was in probably juvie probably by like 30 to 45 days, and then I had got like 2 months, 60 days home confinement, house arrest. Yeah.
When you get in there, what's it like for you?
So when I got up in there, boom, I hit Los Padrinos Juvenile Hall. And like I was 12 at that time. They like the 10, 11, 12-year-olds, they like housed them together. It was like in like a little dorm unit called L&M. So I went through there because L&M, everybody come through there going to court, or like that's just like the main building before you get housed, going out to a unit you going into. So it was just like, the first dynamics is just going through there, never been there. I could just remember like a distinctive smell. I can't even remember what the smell be, but I know it's just like a stigma smell of jail. You know what I'm saying? I remember that. I remember, man, a lot of dudes, you know what I'm saying, going to Protestant, you know what I'm saying, Christian service, you know what I'm saying, trying to pray to get out of jail. And I just remember being in that little dorm, dudes coming by, hitting people up, throwing them gang signs. It wasn't really nothing until I went back to jail. After that little first experience wasn't really nothing because like I said, I was with the little kids in the dorm, and then you occasionally see the older dudes coming through and walking down the hallway and stuff like that.
You mentioned you go back, and that's when it gets real.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, once you get a little older, like once you hit that 13, 14, 15, like spurt, that's when you with the big boys, you feel me? Like you really can roam. You go into the classrooms, you know what I'm saying? You go into the outside Protestant service, you go into the medical, you know what I'm saying? You running into enemies, you know what I'm saying? You get in the fight and stuff like that.
What's
you
it
know what I'm
like?
saying?
How many fights do you get into?
Man, it depends on how many ever enemies there at that time. Like, so I've been in a lot of fights in the halls. Like, my name ring bells, like every jail I've been to. So anybody that know and been in the jail with me, they already know what's up. So it just really depend on who was there at that time. Like in my earlier stages in the halls when I was in LP, it wasn't really none of my enemies there at the time. Like the little dudes who was claiming hoods and gang banging, they was really like from like allied sets or like sets that we didn't beef with or was too far away to beef with. But like once I start going to the central juvenile halls, the Sillmores and camps and CYA, that's when it really start. And camp programs and stuff like that, it start really getting real. You starting to run into people and stuff like that for sure. But like different times. And then like I said, it just depends. You know what I'm saying? If they was on that, cause like a lot of dudes don't be turned up like that. A lot of dudes be depending on who you are, like, oh man, you know, they gonna pass on that fade. So, you know what I'm saying? But
What do you think was like your toughest fade in there?
I always get asked that question, bro, and I swear to God, and people like in all my hundreds, people be thinking I be on bullshit. I can't even remember like who was like, I can't just say, oh yeah, this person, this like the toughest fade I can like remember is probably like YA, this dude named AJ that was like, he was a Crip. But he used to push with the North Daniels. So he was like, so when I was in CYA, they had some crazy shit going on to where everybody was online. You know, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the Southsiders. You're familiar with the North Days, the Bulldogs. And you familiar with the Bulldogs, Fredno's Bulldogs, stuff like that. So,
Yep.
so a lot of up north Crip dudes that was like from Central California all the way to up north, they used to be kind of clicked up and pushed with the North Days, and they used to push something called C14. So like one of the toughest fade I had was like a C14 dude, because when I got to YA, you know what I'm saying, I seen him, you know what I'm saying, he was like the only black with the North Days. So, you know, I get there first off the bus, you know, I'm asking the dynamics, who that? Them the Southsiders right there. Them the North Days right there. Them, that's, you know, that's Hootie Woo, them the Bulldogs. So I see the black dude with the North Days, you feel me? So I'm like, that's a black North Day right there. So they like, no, you know, he a Crip. So I'm like, shit, what's up? He ain't rotating with the homies. They like, nah, he really don't mess with the homies. So they give me the little backdrop on him. And long story short, you know, he had been up there whooping ass, and I had to end up seeing him, you know what I'm saying, pertaining to that C14 thing, because I was like telling him, like, ain't no goddamn C14, bro. We Crips, bro. Like, it's either Crip or nothing. I don't care if you from down south, you from up north, you from Africa. Under this Crip umbrella, bro, we not merged with nothing else. How you trying to merge this shit to a whole nother organization, bro? And he was kind of bucking it, like, bro, I'm from up north, bro. This how we push, you know what I'm saying? So me and him had to end up getting it in, but he was a dude that was like a good fade that I can remember, like, okay, yeah, he gave me a fade for sure.
Okay, he was a Crip from up north.
Yeah, for sure.
So they have like a different relationship with the northerners up there.
Yeah, because they grew up with them and stuff like that. You know, a lot of them, you know, it ain't really like no racial tension up north as far as like the Hispanic and black groups. So like a lot of them, you know what I'm saying, like I said, they shit play with each other, you know what I'm saying? Like, and even down here, you know, in the communities down here, even though some communities be racial, you know, you might grew up, you know what I'm saying, with some Southsiders or certain other dudes that join the opposing sides. But yeah, just up there, it's like a different dynamic. So just like them dudes so tight to where like they'd be in jail and they're like, man, it's Crip 14, it's Crip North Day. You like, what? Like, oh no, Crippin' came from down here, bro. Like, we don't do that. Like it's cool, you know what I'm saying? It's all love, but yeah, we don't do that for sure.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, what was the conclusion after the fight? Did he go with you guys? Did he go with the Northerners?
No, he got in line for sure, because before the fight, like, I ain't gonna lie, I had initially rushed him, right? But they was trying to say I snaked him or whatever, because it's just like the disrespect. So I didn't feel the need to tell him like, hey, we gonna get down, you know what I'm saying? So just like once we concluded what he was on, like he was bucking the Crippin' system, it was like, it ain't really no talking about. I'm not about to warn you about nothing. So, you know, when I seen him, you know what I'm saying, I got on him, you know what I'm saying, I put him down, you know what I'm saying, other, like probably like 3 or 4 other Crip homies, you know what I'm saying, they hopped in and started stumping him out. We all go to the hole. They let us all out the hole one by one, you feel me? So I was the last person they let out the hole. So when they was letting the other Crip dudes out the hole, he was getting to get his get back on them. I was the last dude they let out. Once they let me out, me and him got it in. And you know what I'm saying, once we got it in, we came back. The police let us holler, you feel me? And I just kind of pretty much told him, like, bro, what's up? Like, this how it's gonna keep on going. Like, we ain't gonna walk this line. Like, somebody gonna have to go. So if you like it up here up north where you at the house, like, this what we own. Like, if you own that, then this is what it's gonna be every time. We gonna keep on hollering at you. So he was just pretty much like, look, all right, bro, you know, man, I'm with the homies. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm not telling you not to with them dudes and nothing like that, because I don't got no problem with them, anything like that. But you like merging two, you know what I'm saying? You can't merge the two, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? We two separate entities, you feel me? Like, you can't merge the two. Talking about C14, like, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't, like, besides us occasionally beefing with the Southerners here and there, like, we don't have the same imminent enemy. Like, you feel me? Like, shit, we Crip, they Nortes, you feel me? They do what they do, we do what we do, you know, we under different political, you know what I'm saying, structure. So I was just, you know, trying to, you know what I'm saying, give him some game. But, you know, he definitely, after we got that squabble in, he definitely, you know what I'm saying, like, seen what I was talking about, you know what I'm saying, and, like, you know, got on time all the way with the homies, you know what I'm saying, and cut the C14 stuff out.
Okay, now you're in and out of juvenile hall and YA and everything. Do you go to high school at all?
Yeah, for sure. I went to high school and all that. Yep, I went to Washington High School, and I went to Locke High School, then I went to another little high school in my area called St. Michael's. So for sure, yeah, I was just in and out of jail, but every time I was out on the streets and able to go to school, I definitely was a willing participant for sure.
Did you graduate?
I didn't graduate, but the 12th grade was the last grade I finished. So I went to CYA when I was in the 12th grade, 16 going on 17. I caught a gun charge, ended up going to CYA, you feel me? So I had a judge that used to always give me camp program and give me chance after chance. So, you know, I was in camp when they had filmed the movie. I don't know if you familiar with the movie Gridiron Gang with The Rock.
Gridiron Gang. Oh, okay. I
Yes.
haven't seen it.
Yeah, they got a movie called Gridiron Gang with the Rock and exhibit in it, you know what I'm saying, where they go to a youth camp in Malibu, you know what I'm saying? And it's a sports camp, you feel me? So they playing all the little high schools out there and stuff like that. So I had just got up out of that camp. But like, yeah, I was definitely going to school. Like, anytime I was out on the streets to go to school, and 12th grade, that's the last grade I finished right there. And then I caught the case for the guns, went to CYA, and then shit, I didn't get out of jail till I was adult. I caught a adult charge in CYA, got sent to Pelican Bay, and you know what I'm saying? Stuff keep on trickling down from there. For sure.
Now, going in and out of jail, do you ever try to get a regular job?
Hell no. Like, I ain't gonna even lie. Like, for me, like, so once you start going to jail, right? So, bam, you know, you in there, you know what I'm saying? You going through the fighting shit. You know, gaining your reputation in there, you know what I'm saying? Putting it on the line, whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But then you also, like, the flip side of that is studying. So you get in there, you start studying, you start reading more, you start educating yourself. And like, for me, like, at the times I was getting out, like as a kid and like in my teenage stints and stuff like that, I wasn't thinking about no job. Like, I ain't gonna even lie. Like, for me, like, Trey Gangsters at that time, that shit was like a full-time job. So it was just like, every time I got out, like, I used to put the set before myself. So like, I'd be getting out and shit, and everything was like, you know what I'm saying, for the dominance of Trey Gangsters and trying to heighten the gang, you feel me, and stuff like that, to where I wasn't even thinking about myself or thinking about no job. Like, a job for me was shit was hustling, you know what I'm saying, whether it was selling weed, you know what I'm saying, whether you was selling dope, you know what I'm saying, whether you selling lean, you know what I'm saying, pills, pharmaceuticals, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, like, the minimum wage, you got to understand, like, for me, like, my mind, like, fast money, you know what I'm saying, like, fast money, you know what I'm saying, like, have you rooted in fast living. And I ain't gonna even lie, like, a lot of them times back then, jobs was slow living, and it kind of like would give you the mentality of being enslaved. So I was just like on a fast money and shit, and then just like, you know, with my struggles and shit, pushing this A-Trey shit.
How old were you when you lost your first homie to gang violence?
So man, I ain't gonna even lie, we weren't even losing homies back then. Like, the first person, we was losing people, but it was like to natural callings. But the first time I lost somebody to like gang violence, who was the first person? Oh, Lady Rep, my homegirl. She was my homegirl, you know what I'm saying? My dyke homegirl, you know what I'm saying? Brittany, that I had knew, you know what I'm saying, from elementary to junior high. We ended up being both being from A-Trey. So she was like the first person that it hit home to me for, you feel me, that I lost to like actually gang violence and gun violence while I was in CYA. She had got killed, you know what I'm saying? So that was like the first person that it was just like, damn, like, okay, before then, like, you know, I wasn't losing nobody, so it wasn't nobody I had mourned or anything like that. Like, it was like older dudes we had lost, but it wasn't a gang violence. It was, like I said, just a natural causes. But she was like the first person, and at that time I probably was like already like 17 or something like that.
How old were you when somebody you knew got like an extensive sentence, like 25, 30 years, or like a life sentence?
Shit, like 13, my older brother.
Your older brother.
Yeah, 40 to life.
Damn.
40 to life.
Okay.
And I got a lot of homies behind him, but that was like the first person that registered to me on, like, as a kid, like, damn, like, life in prison, 40 to life. My older brother, yep, get my older brother 40 to life, for sure.
How did that affect you? Like, that didn't make you want to stay out of the streets?
You gotta, for you, I can't even like give you the mind frame to understand. You would just probably have to like try to envision yourself what you was thinking at 12 years old. Like, or like at 11 or 10, like at 10, actually 10 when it took him down. So like at 10, I'm just, you know, I'm juggling a kid, I'm being bad and stuff like that. But I'm not really thinking about jail. And sometimes it can affect you in different ways. You know, sometimes you might see somebody go to jail and it might make you want to stay out of jail. And sometimes you might think that's the route to go and way to go. When you in an environment and everybody doing this gangster and thug shit and they going to jail, like, jail is to a degree like a rite of passage until you get up in that and you start understanding the dynamics of this shit. And you like, man, hold on, this shit ain't what it is for real. I'm living inside a bathroom with another man with 2 bunk beds and it's like that shit, you feel me? So like I ain't gonna say I thought it was a rite of passage at that age. I can't even tell you what the I was thinking, but it was just like, but did it affect me? Hell yeah, because like that was like another father figure for me, you feel me? And he used to really, like, as a big brother, like, he used to really like play like a father, you feel me? Like, you know, because my father was out in the streets, like, even though he was in the house with us, but pops would get up early in the morning, clean the house up. After he cleaned the house up, you know, he earned his clothes, you feel me, get dressed, and he get out in the streets, and pops come back in the house down there like 11:30, 12 at night type shit. So like my older brother, which was 10 years older than me, was like a pops for me, you feel me? So like, hell yeah, with him out the way, now I'm in these streets, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Now I got more direct contact with my pops to where I'm telling you I'm getting into it with him and he whooping my ass and it's making me rebel against him. When bro was home, it was like, you know, I was more in place, you know, he was more hands-on with me, had me in sports and had me being active, you know, as a kid, as my age should be. You know,
He was trying to keep you out of trouble.
for sure. For sure, for sure.
Did he get out of jail? I know that they reversed a lot of laws.
Nah, he waiting right now as we speak, man. We waiting right now. So a lot of shit have been reversed and he trying to play on a lot of that. So the thing with him, he probably would have been out already, but he had a paid lawyer. So basically what he's going through right now, when his case comes up or comes up on appellate court desk or Supreme Court desk, they're shooting his case over to paid lawyers in Beverly Hills and shit like that. These $100,000 lawyers, $500,000 lawyer, $1 million lawyer type. So when they getting these cases on their desk and they seeing a case, what, a gang banging homicide, what? Oh, he been down 25, 26 years type shit. Gang banging homicide, they not about to do that shit pro bono. These people, you probably gotta pay 20, 25, 50,000 just to retain their ass. So they seeing some pro bono work come up on their desk and it's some gang shit from them. They not doing what they supposed to do. So he and basically and wrote like 2 lawyers up already and, like, you know what I'm saying, to the bar to where he and just like basically telling the courts right now, like, hey, look, I don't even want no paid lawyer. Just give me a private lawyer or a public defender because they the ones that's gonna really do what they gotta do. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna put the work in. You know what I'm saying? So that's where he like stuck at right now. But he'll be out of there shortly though, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I know that they've let a lot of people out, man. I had a friend that did like 30 years. He was supposed to. He originally got sentenced to like, I think like 84, 85 years or something, and you know, because of the laws changed and everything, he was able to get out.
Man, I know a lot of people like that. Like, I was just at a battle rap the other night and I just like, who was that? Geechee Gotti and dude Honcho. I was at their little battle rap the other night and I had ran into a dude I was in juvenile hall with back in the days who had like 70 years without the possibility to parole, my boy Fatal. And then he had pulled, man, what's up, Jefe? What's up, man? And I'm looking, I'm like, oh, what's up, Fado? He like, man, I didn't even think I was gonna remember you, cause like, man, this dude, we probably ain't seen each other since we was like 15. So man, like he just gave his, you know what I'm saying? He had without the possibility of parole. Like, so he just gave all that back and he out. So it's a lot of dudes, and I know like 2-3 other dudes that I was in juvenile hall with and went through jail with that's out now that done gave their life sentences back. So like I said, a lot of them laws definitely are falling through for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, good luck. You know what I'm saying, to your brother and
Yeah,
everything, man.
nah, for sure. He'll be up out of there.
Hopefully it works out for you guys. What was the most serious case that you caught? You mentioned you went to Pelican Bay.
Yeah, but I so I wasn't gonna say that's the most serious case I caught, but how I got to Pelican Bay, I was already in jail. I was in California Youth Authority, and I had squabbled a dude. So I had a little partner named BD, named Boo Dangerous from Hoover. He had had a fight with a Northerner dude. They had like a little, you know what I'm saying, whatever, back and forth on the basketball court that resulted in them, oh, we gonna get down, we gonna get down. They about the same size, they fight each other. My little partner from Hoover win the fight. So I guess when a Northerner dude went back to his homies and basically like he lost the fight or whatnot like that, one of his older homies fell played and was like, well, basically, dudes you got down with from Hoover, I'm gonna get down with them. Now in YA, a lot of games are played like that, so it can be you, it can be me, like, you know what I'm saying, like I can get down with somebody and, you know, you got what you call in there, which is riflons. They use that word a lot. So that's like somebody that's like a close trustee, homie of yours, your comrades, your everyday dude you gelling with in jail. And a lot of people be having like 3 or 4, you know what I'm saying, comrades and you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that in rifles. So the dude who wanted to get down with the homie from Hoover, this dude was like already older, had been in YA for years, you know what I'm saying, was on swole. So it's just like it wasn't a match, but it was just like, you know, you and your homie and him already did their thing. Like, why are you trying to intervene in it? So long story short, at this time I was laundry man in YA. I'm in the laundry room playing like Grand Theft Auto 3 that just came out. My boy BD, he comes to the door, like, you know what I'm saying, he got the long puppy dog face. So I look at him, I'm like, what's up, bro? He like, oh man, you know, I got down with old boy earlier, right? I'm like, yeah. He like, so now me and Bam Bam got to get down with each other. So when I'm looking, I'm like, Bam Bam, 3 times bigger than this dude. So I'm like, what Bam Bam want to fight you for? So he like, basically saying that's his little homie from his hood. I got down with his homies, and then I got to get down with him. So I tell my boy off the back, like, hey man, don't even worry about that. I got you, bro. Man, I don't even worry about that. Me and Bam Bam gonna get down. So as I'm relaying this message to my boy, I see a Northerner walk past the laundry room door that I knew from Sacramento. I stopped him, called him to the door. He like, what's up? I said, hey, tell Bam Bam, him and BD from Hoover ain't gonna get down. Me and him gonna get down. So he like, all right, he spin go tell Bam Bam come back to me, tell me like Bam Bam accept the challenge. Like for sure, he like, I'm gonna get down tomorrow in the blind spot. So the blinds, you know, that's like a spot to where you can go off in a cut and get down at to where you ain't gonna get caught or gotta catch no more time or nothing like that. So I start back playing the game, but as I'm thinking about it, like it's in my head, like I'm like, man, you know, fuck wait till tomorrow, man. We gotta get this shit out the way right now. So I press start on it, I press pause on the game, hop up, go in the day room, you know what I'm saying, get Bam attention, you know what I'm saying, let him know, like hit the ring, you know what I'm saying. He hop up, I run down there, you know what I'm saying, we squabble up, you know what I'm saying, I put him down. So as he was falling down, like he fell straight back, like his knees never buckled, and when he fell straight back, he fell on his head. And when he fell on his head, it fractured his skull. Like instantly blood started pouring out the back of his head. So ambulance had to get called. They come up on the compound, ambulance, but they take a look at him, see how like they got about like five or six towels behind his head, and all these towels are soaked in blood. They seen all the blood he loses to the ambulance. Like, oh hell no, we can't take him off this compound. Like he died in our ambulance. His people can file a lawsuit on us. So they spooked to take him out. So what ended up happening, they had to fire a fucking chopper on the field and land a chopper in the middle of the field and put that boy on a gurney and put him in inside the helicopter and airlift him up out of there. So that ended up giving me an adult charge, and then like shortly after that, I ended up going to Pelican Bay from CYA.
Pelican Bay is known for being like, you know, the toughest of the tough, man.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, what's it like when you get there?
Man, like I mean, the atmosphere is everything you can expect, you know. Shit, as far as like, you know, up until that point, I hadn't known nothing about Pelican Bay, but my older brother going through there, the one I told you that got 40 to life. So,
So how old are you? You're like 19,
fresh 18,
18 years old in Pelican Bay.
for sure. Fresh 18.
You
So,
with the big
yeah,
boys,
yeah,
man. You
yeah.
know,
Hey, oh
it's
God,
extra
look,
real right
no, for
there.
sure, for sure. But like everything you can really expect, you feel me? But you know, I embraced it. Like you feel me? Like I didn't I wasn't scared or like I wasn't fearful or anything like that because I kind of think just like the lifestyle I had lived, you know what I'm saying? Just like the thin line between, you know what I'm saying, life and death, you know what I'm saying? The mind games of CYA and stuff like that, like that kind of like structured me and had me ready. Cause like I said, like reading that Monster Cody book, like it kind of clicked like a different level for game banging for me, and like had me to a lot of shit I was welcoming that you shouldn't welcome at the age that I was in life period as a human being. Like a lot of wrongful shit that I welcome or was looking at as a rite to passage, I shouldn't welcome that shit. Looking back now, like damn, that cause like it was like I was just graduating. Like for me, like up the ladder in game banging, you know, put for just like another badge of honor, you know, from you, you know what I'm saying, structuring, putting in work to you building your reputation. So I ain't gonna even lie, like for me, Pelican Bay was just like, okay, like yeah, it wasn't like to where somebody else, they would have been like, oh man, Pelican Bay been on their best behavior. Like, you know what I'm saying, I never been nobody disrespectful. So it's just like, okay, yeah, I hit Pelican Bay now, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of like welcomed it, you know what I'm saying? And then when I did get on the yards, you feel me, like besides the stigma and the atmosphere, the negative atmosphere, like it was a lot of positivity, like as far as shit that I learned, you feel me, shit that I didn't know, and like, you know, older first and second generation Crip dudes, you know what I'm saying, giving me game, giving me Swahili words, you know what I'm saying, showing me how to make a spear, showing me how to make knives and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, letting me know I gotta study, you know what I'm saying, I should pick a word out the dictionary, you feel me, remember it, study it, you know what I'm saying, cite it and shit like that. So, you know, it was just like, you know, a lot of like training and schooling as well, you know what I'm saying, on the political aspect.
When was the first time you seen something extreme happen there? Did you ever witness any? Did you see anybody get
Hell
killed?
yeah, hell yeah. I was in War Riders with that motherfucker. Like when I first got there, the blacks was into it with the whites, you know what I'm saying, with the whites. And also at that time the Crips on that yard, they had just got into it with the Hoovers. So the Hoovers couldn't walk on B yard main line at Pelican Bay. Like if they had came to the yard, like you had to take off on them. And then shit, with the whites too, you caught one of them, or every time it came up. So every time it was a riot at that thing, like you was going on lockdown anywhere from like 6 months to a year. Because people was damn near getting killed or like getting butchered bad to where it was just like on life support. So like, and then every time, like I said, we had like, when I was there, we had like 2 classes with the white boys relating from 2 other classes to where every time we came off lockdown, oh, well, I feel sorry, I feel unplayed because I got stabbed on the last one, so I got to get my man back. But it's like shit, well, y'all winning the little scrimmages and the battling, but it's just people was feeling played. So it's just like every time something went down, like hell yeah, it was like gruesome. You know what I'm saying? Like just you hearing, like you would see people getting hit, but you in the midst of your mind, like shit, you in battle. So it's like if you looking and you can see everything, then obviously you wasn't participating like that. So it's just like in the midst, like yeah, you seeing shit, but you trying to, you know what I'm saying, like protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? But like yeah, it used to get ugly up there. Anytime it went down, like it was ugly on that yard. You gotta understand, people cutting on metal, people walking around cutting on their bunks, getting anywhere from 9 inches to 13 inches of metal slab, you know what I'm saying? Like, hell yeah, it wasn't no game for sure.
Did you ever have to go to the shoe?
Hell yeah, I went to the shoe. I started out in the shoe. Me coming from YA, they started me out, not the shoe, they started me out in the hole in a unit called BMU, Behavior Management Unit. So I had to do 90 days in ASED. And then from ASED, I went to the BMU program, then got kicked out to the main line, and then like hell yeah, shit, we like on one of them riots for sure. Motherfucker had to go to the shoe. Motherfucker was back there in the shoe for. I didn't make it all the way to the shoe, but as said, that's the hole right before you get to the indeterminate shoe. The only shoe I've been in is a shoe program at Tehachapi. When I was at Tehachapi State Prison, I made the shoe at there. You know what I'm saying? They took me right from the yard right to their shoe. But everywhere else, I just seen they hoes. I hadn't caught no shoe program, but I definitely been in the shoe. Not Pelican Bay shoe. I've been in a hole about 2-3 times. But usually people back there in a shoe is usually people that's coming from other prisons that's designated to their shoe. You know what I'm saying? And sometime occasionally, if you was already on that yard and you did something, and then you go to the hole and they got room, they might just walk you right over to that shoe, or they might send you to a shoe off Pelican Bay yard. So it's just really up to administration on how you get to what shoe you gonna be in.
What was the shoe like back in Tehachapi?
The shoe cool, like for real, like for me, like I really never found no problem with the hole or shoe. They both want one and the same. It's just, because you on the tier, you isolated from everybody else, whether you got a celly, but shit, you can have your own TV. So like shit, well, you got your own TV in your cell, you got some food, shit, you gelling, got you a little program to bust down on, like shit, man, that should be like clockwork now. It's just ugly when you ain't got no TV and you just back here. You can't, you know what I'm saying, you can't see what time it is. You got to keep asking the guard, like, hey, what time it is? And shit like that. And you just bored and you trying to find a good book to read and shit like that. But shit, once you back there in that shoe and your package is coming in, you got your little foods, you got your TV, shit, you gelling. The shoe ain't nothing. The only thing you missing is just shit being out in the population. You know what I'm saying? And being able to use the phone every day.
Okay, so you got TV. Okay, because I always thought that you didn't, or some places might not give you TV, or some do.
Man, you can get in that shoe, even at ADX, you can get a TV. So, and ADX supposed to be the red. I've been to the feds too. I just got out from doing 10 in the feds. So it's like ADX, that's like one of the spots you hear that's supposed to be the most maximum security prison. But when I was in the feds, like I had cellies who came down from ADX, and I should chop it up with them about ADX. Like, hey, bro, you know how ADX is, how you, and they like the same thing how I'm explaining to you right now. Like, oh, bro, it ain't really bad. You feel me? Like, it's just like mind over matter. Like, shit, if you gonna let that shit, cloud your mind and turn you crazy, or, you know what I'm saying, you gonna be, you know what I'm saying, stow it and jagged and shit, stay grounded and shit, study, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let that shit run you crazy. So it just, it really depends on the personality of the person. You feel me?
Damn. Okay, now, one of the biggest things that you hear about, you know what I'm saying, is the 60s and the 8 trays.
Yeah.
When was like your first time, being young, going to school, or, you ran across the 60?
We right next, we got one of the biggest hoods, 60s, right next door to us. So, like, this our side of Western right here, and where you at, that's their side of Western. So just going to school with them, shit, like, the first 60 I probably ran into on some gangbanging shit was like junior high when I was going to Horseman. That's both our home schools, our junior high. So that's like on the borderline of both our hoods. So just like probably around that time.
Did you guys fight, or you guys just both had to go to school?
So the first time at Horseman, see, it was a lot of claimers back then at Horseman, like in that junior high. So yeah, I did fight dude, but the first time I could say I probably have fought an official 60, like, was probably when I was going to a continuation school, like doing like 7th grade, like 7th, 8th grade. I was going to a continuation school on 42nd and Western, which is in a 40 Crip hood. And I was coming out of school. It was like a probation school that just let out. And 3 dudes from 60s was out in the front packing a dude out who was claiming my hood that wasn't from my hood, and I ended up jumping up in that scuffle. So that was like my first time, like, you know what I'm saying, occasionally like having like a fist fight with one, you know what I'm saying, previously, you know what I'm saying, leading up to jail.
You got a lot of fights in jail with them?
Yeah, for sure. I was tripping. I used to be tripping in jail. Like, I'm humble. See, it'd be funny. Like, I be humble, but I'm a humble tripper though. But it's like yeah, for sure. Like in jail, like hell yeah. Like anyone that was in there with me, like I definitely was tripping for sure. I definitely was tripping. And then, like I said, them was like at that time we was warring with them bad. So it was just like it was on sight with them. Like if I was in jail, ran into one, it was just like yeah, 'cause you already know what's up. Like we on that. Ain't no talking.
How many do you think you fought in jail?
I had to count. I feel like however, like I said, if they was there in jail
10,
and I was
20?
there, yeah, for sure. But that
30?
range for sure. Probably I'm gonna say like the range probably about like somewhere up in there about like a good 10, 15, you know what I'm saying? Probably 20 kind of pushing it. If it could be 20, I had a lot of fights. Like shit, my shit, I had a lot of fights. So like just gotta, I don't know how many of it was him, you know what I'm saying? But like definitely for sure. Somewhere in there about 10, 15 range, I say.
Growing up with your guys' rivalry, being so, strong and going back, man. What are your thoughts on that looking back on it now? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you feel about, how everything's kind of came together? I know you guys had the peace walk when Nipsey passed away,
Yeah, I was in
but I
jail
don't
for that.
I don't think that lasted too long though.
No, it didn't. It didn't. I was in jail for that. So like I said, you just living through life and you having an understanding on the, I guess, a bigger dynamic where I think people don't understand, to where like um at one point in time we probably wouldn't be having this conversation, because I'll probably be like, you know what I'm saying, fuck them, like, you know what I'm saying, like it ain't nothing to talk about. But like as you once you somebody like me that are in, like, that led the life that I lived, that have been up in that field, like been up in there neck deep and it did everything that you can do wrong on the spectrum of gang banging. Like, I mean, what else is it to accomplish to keep eliminating um your folks? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, people that look like you know what I'm saying? Because this shit bigger than gang banging. It just start, that's like one of the root source problems. So it start right there, but just the dynamic of your people, because like shit, we just trip on each other. We each other worst enemy. You feel me? And that's what I kind of start like figuring out. Just like me educating myself, me reading up, me studying our history and shit like that. Like I always tell people, like people got to understand on the dynamics of this. Like these new generations, my generation included, we really ain't been through shit. You feel me? Like, you gotta understand, our motherfucking ancestors, these motherfuckers come from seeing motherfuckers thrown off boats, getting ate by sharks, going through the times of civil rights, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get they kids, get our parents into school to be integrated amongst whites and shit like that, being hosed down, fucking dogs being sicked on them, all type of shit. These people came up over here and they still was able to prosper, you know what I'm saying, push the line, obtain property. And now I just look to the generations after them, like it's watered down. That shit is dwindled down to where we don't got no motherfucking properties. We ain't lost them properties. Families fighting over them properties, want to sell them, split the money up, go live in an apartment, or just blow it on some drugs, or blow it on a new car, or some shit like that. So it's just like, people always want to, oh, this person died, or this person did this and that. Like yeah, people die in life, that's the cycle of life. But like at some point, like you gotta understand, like the shit a nigga doing is whack. Like, you feel me? And then I just be, like I said, I just be trying to give them the perspective coming from me, because like I'm somebody that lived it. It's easy for a person who ain't lived it, or that ain't been a part of it, to just try to come and sell it to you like, hey, peace. But like shit, I'm a motherfucker that lived it. Y'all don't want to go to jail. Y'all scared to go to jail. Y'all trying to get away with murder. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't take shit to the police. So just like at the end of the day, like they know this shit goofy, but I just guess like that shit seem like it's like a curse. Like with my folks, like our people, it just seem like that shit like a curse, to where it's just like they like, man, shit, we just going to everybody dead. Like it ain't gonna be no peace to everybody dead. You know what I'm saying? That shit tricky.
Damn. Okay. You mentioned Monster Cody.
Yeah,
A really well-known dude, man. I want to say his book, like, really, like a lot of people were introduced to gangbanging and the street life and everything through his book. I'm pretty sure, I think it came out in like the early 90s.
for sure.
So, a lot of people were, in shock when they read this book for the first time, man. Did you know Monster Cody? Did you guys meet, or?
For sure, for sure. Definitely met Monster Cody. Yep, I met, said exchanged a few letters, what he during the course of my 10-year federal bid, but I knew him before my federal bid in person. Like for sure, for sure. Like a lot of shit, my aspirations of being an A-Trey gangster, and me acquiring a reputation and doing the shit that I did in the streets, was based on his character, his person, and his book. Like for sure, for sure. Like I picked that shit up as a kid, and I ain't gonna even lie, that shit was like a That shit was like a rite of passage, like a Bible to me. Like for real, for real. Like every time I went to jail, I had to have that book and read that book. Like I used to know that book front to back. And then it was just like even crazier because like this is the community and area I come from that he's talking about. So like he was definitely instrumental like in a lot of shit that I was trying to obtain and doing earlier on for sure.
Man, I wish he would have sat down and did like a bigger, longer interview. Like he only did a few interviews. You know what I mean? Like I had talked to him about doing an interview, and we talked about it, and then he just quit communicating with me. So I don't know what happened. I think there was a couple other people too, he was talking about doing interviews with, man.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
probably should probably went to jail though, cause that's one thing about it. Like he really ain't no fake dude and like that. So just even him talking to you and hollering at you, like I'm pretty sure like his intentions was good and he probably was gonna get it in with you. But like I said, the G homie was he had his demons and was going through shit he was going through. So, it probably could have went a time he, went off on one of his little binges or shit, went to jail or anything. You feel me? Everything. But I'm pretty sure it would have been a dope interview though, because he definitely got like a fascinating mind and just like the way that he explains shit be cold, like for sure.
was there any part in the book that stood out to you?
And all that shit. But a line that always stood out to me that um I always kept with me, like doing my time in the streets and gang banging was that gang banging is a full-time job. It's not a part-time job, and that's like how I was pushing. So that coincide with you asking me, did I ever was thinking about a job or having a job? Like hell no. Like shit, Monster said gang banging was a full-time job, not a part-time job. So how the fuck I'm gonna take on any other job? You know what I'm saying?
So you were in jail when he passed away?
No, I was out. I went to the funeral and all that. I was out. Me and the homie, Little Sod, rest in peace. We had got on camera. We had did like a little blog at the little funeral. But yeah, I was out. I was actually in a halfway house, in a federal halfway house. So I had to tell him that my uncle type shit had just passed, and I'm trying to go to his funeral. So that's how I got out and was able to go to the funeral for sure.
Okay. Is there do you have any stories or memories with him you could share?
I mean, it's just the last story, the last time me seeing him in person. Like I got a few. Like all right, so two, two little distinctive things that I always will remember, like my two last times, and remembrance of him and being around him was he was staying in my hood. Like this was roughly 2005, 2006, on 98th and Normandy. You know what I'm saying? At that time, like everybody know, there was a lot going on in LA. A gang of hoods was beefing, like gang banging was like at its peak that year. Like bodies was getting dropped, you know what I'm saying? So, people, we had kind of needed like some artillery, you feel me? And we was looking for something big, you know what I'm saying? And I don't even remember how the hell it led back to the G homie, but it led to Monster, you feel me? We tapped in with him, you know what I'm saying? He like, man, pull up, you know what I'm saying? Come get the 30-30. We like, what? Like for sure. We pull up, man, go over there, go get the 30-30, man. The G homie wild. He had some other crazy shit going on. So we go in the house, get the 30-30. We think we about to just get this and get on the traffic and whatever and do what we gotta do. We go in the house, man, and G homie, man, got somebody like in a little chair, man, wrapped up, tied up in the chair. So we looking like, what the fuck? We like, oh, hell no. So we like, man, what's up? So he like, oh, yeah, this motherfucker owe me some money. So he got like a little poker for the fireplace. Like, yeah, this motherfucker owe me some money and shit. Woo. So he like, man, here. So the homie looking like, man, what I'm going to do with that? He like, man, poke this motherfucker, man. This motherfucker going to pay me. So we like, man, look, bro, we cool. We trying to get in traffic. We just trying to get the thing. So he laughing. He see us like he think he got us shook, but we looking like, man, the G homie burnt. So he like, no, I'm going to let this motherfucker go. He's owe me some money. I know this motherfucker, blah. So we like, all right. We grab a little card band, 30-30, we get on in traffic. That's one of the memories that always be profound. I remember, and the last one was 2006. It was me and my brother Tiny at. You know what I'm saying? We was on 93rd and Budlone in my hood, and he had pulled up on us. It was late night, and him and my brother was chopping it up. My brother was on the run for a bank robbery, and they was chopping it up and whatnot. And me and him got to exchanging, you know what I'm saying, a few words. And airplane, you know how you hear the just come over it. So when we hear the sound, like at the same time, like in unison, we all looked up at the airplane. And like, man, from there, Monster just said some crazy shit. He was just like, yeah, man, man, I got some people over there, man, like some terrorist people in the Middle East, man. I always have, man, wanted to blow a plane out the sky. So when he said that, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, damn, this dude tripping. So I'm like, hey, I'm like, Monster. He like, what's up? So I'm like, man, I'm like, it's a lot of innocent people on that plane, man. Woo. So he was like, well, no, not this plane in particularly, but you know what I'm saying? Just, I always wanted to just use a rocket launcher on the plane. Woo. And I was just like laughing in my head, like, man, the G homie crazy. And that was like the last time, you know what I'm saying, that I seen him in person. But like I said, we had a few like little communication lines back and forth when I was just doing my little 10-year federal bid. Fast forward when I get out, man, shit, you look up, man, they talking about the G homie dead. I'm like, damn, it's crazy.
Damn, yeah, man. I was pretty surprised. I didn't expect
For sure,
I didn't
man.
expect that to happen. I mean, he was pretty young, right? I mean,
yeah, because like I said, man, like the age is, you know what I'm saying, what you make it. But he was what? So that happened 2021. I think Monster was 60 when he died, like a fresh 60 or something like that. Because he'd probably be like 64 if he was still alive. So I think he was like a fresh 60 or something like that. Just turned
okay.
60.
Well, he was a little older. Okay, I thought he was younger than that.
No,
Okay.
yeah, just turned 60 for sure, for sure.
Okay. You mentioned Little Sodi.
Yeah. So, bro,
Rest in peace, Little Sodi, man.
bro.
Did you guys know each other really good? You guys were like, you
Hell
guys grew up
yeah.
together?
That's the bro. You sleep at each other's house type shit. He a few years older than me. Me and his brother, Baby Sodi, we the same age. But Lil Sodi, like, yeah, Lil Sodi gained his reputation with like me. Like I gang bang with Lil Sodi, slept at Lil Sodi house. He slept at my house type shit. Like, yeah, I used to be with Lil Sodi every day, like at one point in time, like throughout like our gang banging like careers, like that's bro right there for sure. I did a lot of stuff in these streets with Lil Sodi for sure.
What'd you think about his fight with Young Buck?
Hey, look, I was laughing, bro. And I talked to him about that. It was funny. That was right before he passed. I'm like, man, what's going on with this? I guess they just happened to run into him somewhere, man. You know how dudes be. From what he explained to me, he like dudes like must have been on some drugs and acting weird. And or I don't know. Then just like
What did he say? He touched his stomach or something?
I had to go through my messages to remember what happened, but either chest or something like that, or put his hand on his chest or something like that. He like don't touch me situation, but he was acting weird the whole time. But I don't know if it was like the 8 Trey 60 thing or whatever, because young Buck be trying to like kind of fake. I guess he's supposed to be like a 60 out of like Nashville or Cashville somewhere out there. So I don't know if it was like one of those trying to be funny on some time like that or what they had going on. But Young Buck be going through a lot, man. Since that G Unit fall out, man, he been going through a whole lot.
Like I've interviewed dudes, from like other states, and they tell me like the 8 Trays and the 60s get along in other states.
Yeah, they do. Out of town for sure. Like out of town, like it's different. Like it's different. Like all them Crip hoods be getting out of town, like getting along out of town. That's what they be saying. And you got the 8 Trays in a lot of states, like as well as the 60s too. And like, yeah, I don't think they really beef in too many states, but a lot of them do get along because I talk to dudes from 60s out of town, and I talk to dudes from 8 Tray out of town. And like even when the little peace talk and all that little stuff was going on, a lot of dudes was tapping in. Like, man, like, yeah, we cool with the 8 Trays out here, or from 60s, and dudes from 8 Tray, like, bro, we don't even beef with them out here. But even they be telling us that even before the peace talk, like when you be talking to homies, like I've been talking to homies from Georgia or whatever, North Carolina, and like they politics is different. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely different. Like them, like they be more on like some back in the days, like cripping, like with camaraderie. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. To where it's like that, we don't beef with them out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely like that out of town for sure.
Does it trip you out on how different it is, being out of town and, like.
No, because I understand the dynamics is gonna be different everywhere. Like, of course, you would want them to basically run with what we got patent, but you know what I'm saying, you got to be mindful of what's going on and where they at. You know what I'm saying? Because like just how we might think shit is weird where they at, they think shit weird where we at. Like, so it even takes me back to even being in the feds, like the different dynamic of the feds in the state. Like, you know what I'm saying, in the state you just with all people from California. You might have a few dudes who have ventured out here to California and caught a case and might be in California state, but roughly everything is based on California, you know what I'm saying, politics versus the feds. You would 50 dudes, you would with all 50 states of the United States of America. So the way dudes talk, like for instance, the dudes from down south, they talk like this. It'd be early in the morning. I'm gonna come tell you what's up, man. Well, good morning, man. How you doing? They come in, what's up, bitch? What you doing, bitch? Good morning, bitch.
That's
Fuck ass nigga. And that's the norm for them, to where you like in the morning, like, who the fuck wants to hear that? And why are you talking to another man like that? But that's how they talk. And then you got the DC dudes, they got their own lingo and they do a lot of shit different. So it's just like on that dynamic, every walk of life different. So just like, I don't judge what they do, because at the end of the day, they the ones out there shit living in that walk of life. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Little Sody, what's your favorite memory hanging out with Little Sody?
Was my I can't even give a favorite memory, because I got so many memories, and a lot of them is good memories for the wrong reasons. But my last memory, I'm gonna give you two of my last memories with him. The last memory is probably roughly about 4 or 5 hours before he died. So that year, last year where he had died, I was like, the A-Trey Hood Day thing was based around me. So I just remember that night, a lot was going on, because, we was just all there to have a good time, it's your hood day amongst your people, smoke, drink, eat, have fun. But I was shooting a music video that night, and a lot of my people was acting belligerent, so we had to get a lot of people in line and stuff like that. So during the night, I remember just walking through the party, walking through the dice game, and Lil Sody like, man, bro. I'm like, what's up? He like, man, what you on? Like, shit, I'm about to shoot this music video. He like, oh, I'm with you, bro. He latched on to me, and from that whole night, all the way into the end of A-Trey Day, he was with me until we departed and hopped in our car and went our separate ways. So just that night, him hopping in my music video, us drinking, you feel me, and him, just grabbing me, man, bro, I'm proud of you, bro. I see you doing your stuff and stuff like that. So, that was just like that, the few hours, the 4 or 5 hours before he died, just that, that last time getting to see him. And then the time before that, I was in traffic with him one day, and at this time his mama was staying inside the jungles, like off of August somewhere, in the BPS hood. And we pulled up in the alley. He hopped out the car to go in the house. He like, bro, I'll be right back in a few minutes. I'm gonna just go grab something. You coming in? I'm like, no, I'm gonna post in the car. So he like, all right, for sure. So he go in the house, and he kind of taking a long time. But I'm right there chilling, waiting for bro. And out of nowhere, a car pulled up in the alley and pulled up diagonal to the car. I was in his car. He at this time he was signed to Young Jeezy, so he had the little Spitterello little truck. So I'm sitting on the passenger side, and a car pull up, and it's a female. So I look down on the car. I'm like, what's up? She like, hey, what's up? She like, your name Aunt? So I'm looking at this broad, and I know I ain't never seen this broad a day in my life. I'm like, but I don't know who the hell this is. So I'm like, hell no, my name ain't Aunt. I'm like, nah, that ain't me. So she was like, you sure? It's like, your name ain't Aunt. I'm like, nah, that ain't me. So she like, all right, and pushed off. So I kind of got a little funny feeling. I'm like, damn, that seemed like some setup shit. So I wait till she got a little bit down the alley before, I hopped out the vehicle, exited, and went inside the apartment gate and knocked on the door, went in Little Sody mama house. So, I went in there. When I had went up in there, his mom was like, oh, hey, how you doing, Aunt? Well, I'm like, hey, moms, give her a hug and all that. His mom was real religious Christian lady. And she was just telling him before we departed, she had, called him Fufu. That was his childhood name. She was like, Fufu, you need to have Aunt around more. I just love his energy. You feel me? Who them other dudes you be hanging around with, she started going into preaching they ain't no good for you, but his energy is just good and blah, blah, blah. And, that was one of the fond memories of, memories that'll always be etched in my mind, pertaining to Sody as well.
Okay, now I think you mentioned Brick Baby mentioned you on No Jumper.
Yeah, for sure.
What all happened, and why did he mention you?
Oh, okay. So basically, this episode of No Jumper, he had Big Deal up there, He had the homie Big Deal Meeks up there, the homie Trail, off back on Fig Brother. So Adam was pointing out okay, yeah, man, Brick, you from who? You're from 60s, and Big Deal, he's from Hoover, y'all at the same table, man, how did this happen? How did you guys come about talking and things like this? So, Brick got to talking oh yeah, it's maturity or whatever, it's mature, we mature individuals, we ain't been in the streets, and done that, and gained our reputation. So it's just like, you know, we ain't gonna keep on doing the same thing. So, you know, I got people on his side of town and stuff like that too. So it's just like, you know, cooler head prevail, you know what I'm saying? We could be at the table with each other. So Adam was like, okay, yeah, you know, I understand. So he was like, well, is there anybody you wouldn't be at the table with? So Big Deal kind of had spoke up and was like, yeah, man, yeah, some dudes I wouldn't, everybody ain't ready. So Brick was basically like secondhand what he said, like everybody ain't ready yet because you can't be at the table with everybody. So he was like, you know, even though Big Deal at the table with me and I'm a neighborhood, I know he wouldn't be at the table with somebody named like C-Mac, being that, you know, he got the, you know what I'm saying, the Hoovers, you know what I'm saying, blasted out on his forehead, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't expect him to be at the same table with him. So Adam like, okay, I see, you know what I'm saying, it makes sense. So then that's when my name came up. So he was like, basically at that time, I had I wasn't even on YouTube at this time. I had allowed 600 to come to my park, to St. Andrews Park. So that had came up, and he was like, yeah, man, because and had let 600 come to St. Andrews. You know, I don't know what's going on with that. But my thing is, you know, why would he go to St. Andrews Park with Ant, knowing Ant other name? Ant got a disrespectful name. So Big Deal, you know what I'm saying, kind of like, okay, like listening. So basically he was saying, you know what I'm saying, that my other AKA pertaining to Ant is NBA. So I got two little brothers, you know what I'm saying, that's up under me. They names is NBA, you feel me? So one of the NBA stand for newborn Ant, you know what I'm saying? And then that newborn Ant, then one of my brothers, you know what I'm saying, his NB, you know what I'm saying, he be trying to say it stand for neighborhood bashing Ant. So basically, he was saying that, oh man, you know Ant, other name is neighborhood bashing Ant. So it's just like, bro, like I'm a known dude in the streets. I got other handles, but the neighborhood bashing that ain't my handle. So he had kind of misspoke on that, and I had to go on record and clear that up. Like, look, bro, you know that ain't even my other handle, bro. That's my little, bro. That's a whole different generation under me, bro. You feel me? Like, so that's where that came about. Like him speaking my name and me having to, you know what I'm saying, go behind that and clear that up.
Okay. Now, have you been seeing the news going on with Jay-Z?
For sure, for sure, for sure.
What's your thoughts about it?
Man, I think it's a ploy, man. I'm rocking with Jay-Z, man, until I see otherwise, because I didn't have that same energy with Diddy. Like when they said it was, when Diddy came out about it, I wasn't one of them dudes who was mad. And I'm not even mad about the Jay-Z thing because I don't know Jay-Z either. But it's just like, for me, those are kind of two different type of characters. Jay-Z is like more suave and laid back, like boss, like to where like Puffy, he just got the bag, you know what I'm saying? But he seems like he's reckless and more arrogant, you know what I'm saying, and flamboyant and stuff like that. So just like, I think it's a lot of lies to where Jay-Z is involved. And I think that's why the NFL is standing with him, because like, it's just like, you know what I'm saying, if it was anything that was gonna come out to be true, I think the NFL would have been withdrew. Like, man, yeah, we can't market this dude or mess with anything like that. But just even being by the NFL, this is like billions of $1 trillion we talking. This bigger than Jay-Z money. Just by them standing alongside of him, like, man, we gonna still stand with Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? I think that tells a lot right there, because like, it's like it be like little bullshit secret societies and like little information that motherfuckers be privy to that none of us would never be privy to. Now I guarantee you, if that was anybody else, or if that was Puffy in that same position, they would have been withdrew. Like, oh yeah, we gotta separate from this. But I think that's just like one of them situations where you just a targeted, you know what I'm saying, figure, you know what I'm saying, you're prominent, you know what I'm saying, blackmail, you know what I'm saying, you got power, you know what I'm saying, and they just trying to attach you, you know what I'm saying, to the Diddy campaign, you know what I'm saying, because even a girl who came out, you see Jay-Z right off the back filed a suit. Like, all right, well, if you saying it's me, come out and show yourself. What you not about to do is try to hide behind whatever umbrella or doors you trying to hide behind, but you want some money. So if you want some money from me and you saying that I was in on this P. Diddy shit, show your face. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to show face. And then the broad, she was like supposed to have been 13 at the time, and they were saying that she was naming people that was at the party who was on tour, all type of shit. So it's just like, man, and I ain't gonna even lie, a lot of that shit I follow a little bit of it, but I don't try to get too lost in that celebrity shit. You know, we live in reality out here, man.
Yeah, that was definitely like some of her story was bad, man.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know. It could be true or not, but I'm just saying I don't think that shit true. Like I don't think that's true. What she's talking.
Her dad doesn't remember, and from what I understand, she lived like 5 hours away from New York City. So I'm like, if you're a dad and your 13-year-old daughter is like, yo, I'm 5 hours away and you got to go pick her up, you probably remember that.
13 years old.
13 years old, bro.
And I was saying she wasn't the 13 I was. So that's what I'm saying. Like you 13 years old, little girl, you out here late like this, you know what I'm saying? And you got some swipe from P. Diddy and Jay-Z. Like, man, come on. Like, yeah, I ain't buying it. Yeah, I ain't buying that.
I seen you touch base on the 4 Extra.
Yeah.
And a Deuce Flame situation.
Yeah, for sure. Had to. Had to. Yeah, I had to, man, because like I said, man, like it was just too much being like even that situation. I did the first segment, you know what I'm saying, pertaining to 4 Extras, saying he knocked him out back to back or whatever. The Damu's flooded my comments. Oh man, why are you saying that? That didn't happen to the homie, blah, blah, blah. So then you know what I'm saying, I tapped in with Munchie B, called Munchie B, like, hey, Munchie B, look, I just did a little segment pertaining to your little homie getting knocked out by 4 Extras. Like, what's the deal on this? You talk to your little homie, what's up? So Munchie B just kind of like gave me the rundown of what came from his little homie mouth. So after I got that rundown from Munchie B and I talked to another Damu dude, that's when I kind of went back and did the segment in favor of Duce Flame. So then I do that one. Then it's you Trey and families clicked up. Y'all riding, y'all with the Bloods and this and that. People getting mad and stuff like that. So I'm kind of thinking it's funny. So then I do a third segment just based off the funnies. People want to be funny. And then one of my partners ended up calling in. One of my comrades ended up calling in from the county jail, and I'm like, hey bro, you been hearing about this 4 Extras and Duce Flame thing? And he like, yeah. I'm like, man, so what happened, bro? He like, man, I'm like, look, this is what I heard. I'm like, we hearing 4 Extras knocked him out. 4 Extras trying to say he knocked him out 2 or 3 times. He got dudes getting up on here on the phone saying that, yeah, he did it. They banging it on their hood and stuff like that. And then you just got Duce Flame. He ain't really too much been on the phone, but you know, he sent messages out that he won the fight. So what happened? So the homie like, man, look, he brought a dude right there to the phone who was there, who had just came from that module, and dude said that basically what Duce Flame was saying was right. Like basically, so the story I got from Munchie B that came from Duce Flame was that the beef had nothing to do with no Crip of blood thing. It had nothing to do with no neighborhood or Inglewood families. Like anybody that know the dynamics of LA, they know the families is way on the other side of town in Inglewood, and the 40s is way on the other side of town in South LA. So like it ain't super far, but they're not beefing to where you see one in jail. Oh, y'all need that from you unless you just on some blood and Crip tripping. So the little dude Duce Flame, he got some baby mama that's of Spanish descent, that's from the East Coast Crips, and he don't deal with her no more. So I guess, you know, 4 Extras might have been dealing with her or tapping on her or whatever, and I guess 4 Extras was taking pictures with this girl in the bed with old boy baby. So that shit can be tragic. Like this like, you feel me, like messing with the wrong dude or messing with the wrong head, like this can really start up some gang like wars and beef. So whatever, nothing ever happened on the street, but I guess they just happened to be in the county jail at the same time, and they like little Duce Flame went over there and pulled up on 4 Extras and told him like, hey look, you know, basically we got to get down, like, you know what's up, like, and 4 Extras like, all right, we gonna get down. So however, they wasn't even in the same module. They was like either across from each other or next door to each other on the same floor. They met up, they got down. So from my understanding, so Duce Flame, the story that he put out there is that the first round he gave it to 4 Extras because he said 4 Extras kept grabbing him. You know what I'm saying? So he said once he came out his county shirt and they squabbled the other rounds, he said he won all the rounds. He said basically he connected more. You know what I'm saying? He was connecting more, hitting 4 Extras more than he was hitting him and stuff like that. And 4 Extras just kept trying to grab him to where it was turning into a tussling match. So it was just like it was like on both accounts, it's about people getting knocked out. It was a lie because then nobody, ever got knocked out. And it's just like, you got his homies and they homies. Oh, my homie said I did that. So my homie said this, and that. And it was just funny for sure. But that little segment definitely caught fire and went viral. They was definitely interested in that. You know what I'm saying? So he out now though, so I definitely can't wait for him to talk about it. I want to see if he gonna still have the same energy that he knocked him out back to back. I definitely love to hear his side of what happened now that he's out of jail. I've been waiting.
Yeah, I think everybody's kind of waiting to see the official interview from him.
I know you probably gonna have him here. He been here a few times, so I'm definitely waiting because like Duce Flame said it happened like that. So, and like I said, the Bloods, they are the ones that reported it first, and it kind of got carried away with the knocking out stuff. But it's just like, man, them instances, man, that shit is a phase. You got to keep that shit real. But like, I also got to understand in this YouTube metaverse and YouTube space, people, it's different characters, and some people gonna act up on that camera, and shit, and put the extras on it. So, we gonna see what happens. You know what I'm saying? What he got to say about it.
Yeah,
for
man.
For sure.
Okay, well, man, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you having me for sure, man. Everything, I definitely appreciate you having me and allowing me to come through.
Yeah, man. You got it going. You know what I'm saying? You got your YouTube channel going.
Yeah.
I see you're growing, man.
No, for sure. It's definitely growing every day, man. Trying to keep it going, man. You feel me, on everything. Because like I said, it's just, that ain't the only thing. We got a lot of stuff that's going on and we trying to do. So, we definitely blogging and rapping. We got that shit going on, man. And just, trying to keep pushing it. You feel me? So, for sure, the subscribers, they definitely tapping in with the content. They showing love. I don't even lie. I can't even go nowhere. I can't go even get nothing to eat without somebody stopping me like, hey, man, ain't you Jefe? Ain't you the dude off YouTube? I be like, yeah, for sure. Like, for sure. So I ain't ran into no weirdos, though. Everybody that I've been running into, they've been showing love and been like, some solid supporters. So that's been good, you know what I'm saying, for sure.
Well, that's what it is, man. Good luck with everything. I'm sure it's going to keep going, for sure.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, for sure.
All right, that's what's up. What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.